In 2016, Rich's parents sent us an old-fashioned ice cream maker because we love to have homemade ice cream.
And with it came a piece of my childhood, a postcard that my Mimi sent to my mom right after my mom and dad had gotten married. They were visiting his parents in Florida, and this postcard is postmarked in June of 1971. Meme sent a recipe to my mom and dad while they were visiting, and the recipe is for vanilla ice cream.
As many of you know, we don't eat sugar, we don't eat ice cream from the store, and we live a farm fresh lifestyle. Well, what are we going to do about that?
We were able to take this recipe that we got from my Mimi and adjust it to be a farm fresh recipe and also a keto-friendly lifestyle recipe.
So stay with us. We're going to make homemade ice cream start to finish. We have gotten our milk from the cow.
Yep.
Got the eggs from the chickens. We don't make our own vanilla just yet, and salt. And then we're going to add a special ingredient that's going to make it to where not only is it keto friendly, but it might actually make this whole thing good for you.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things on this recipe, it calls for 3 tall cans of Milnot.
Now, I went to the store. We were living in Virginia at the time, and I went to the store to go find Milnot. And that particular Safeway didn't have Milnot. And I didn't even know what I was looking for. I didn't know what Milnot was. So we had to call his mom and say, what's Milnot?
That's one of the things that we've adjusted about this recipe. So we're going to start the recipe with our raw milk. And from our fresh Jersey raw milk, we're going to dip 4 cups of fresh, heavy cream.
Okay. So we're only going to use cream for this.
Only cream.
You can't open those.
Okay. And then while Shelley is dipping the cream, I am going to crack 5 eggs, and we're only going to use the yolks.
Okay. So 4 cups of cream?
Yes, please.
Okay. Today is October the 4th, 2024. On September the 30th, we were working cows, and I was going over the top of a cattle fence, and it bucked me off, and I hit the ground in an awkward way, causing me to sprain my knee fairly severely. So many of you have sent your well wishes and your prayers, and we appreciate them so much. It's going to take some time. I'm still healing, so you're going to see me kind of bobble back and forth here as I try not to put any weight on my knee. But thank you guys so much for all of your concern and your prayers. Now, let's make some ice cream.
So you're going to 4 cups, please.
Okay, here's your egg doodah. Talk about your egg doodah that you love.
So our high-tech way of getting cream separated from our milk is called a ladle.
It's my cream doodah. I had to. Okay.
I use one of these. It's an egg yolk separator, and I use it to separate the yolks.
Because we're making ice cream, if there is a little light cream or milk in this, I'm not as concerned as I would be as if I was creaming this to make butter. When I'm making butter, I'm really, really careful what I get. Since we're making ice cream with it, if there's a little bit of milk in there, it isn't really a big deal.
Same thing with the whites on the eggs. I try to get all of the white separated, but if there's a little bit, that's
Nasty. I can't believe you're touching that. You don't like slimy things like that.
But I do like ice cream.
That's true. So it's worth it.
Yes.
Look at you, toughing it out for the ice cream. Back in 2019, Rich and I stopped eating the standard American diet and began a ketogenic and low carb. We went carnivore for about a year lifestyle. Uh, during the time, during that time, we were looking for ways that we could still enjoy the sweets that we like. And one of them is ice cream. Now, for a couple of years, we did eat ice cream, but we bought it at the store and we enjoyed the brand Rebel ice cream. The thing about Rebel ice cream is it is, oh, I just spilled it on my leg. Maybe I can't talk and do this at the same time. Okay.
Here. If you don't,
And I don't have my glasses.
if you don't have one of these handy dandy egg separators, or egg yolk separators, the other way you can do it is just use the egg shell. So I'll show you. You just basically pour the yolk back and forth between the two halves of the shell, and the white will separate. And that's another way of getting the yolk separated.
So we liked Rebel ice cream, and our Walmart carried it here in our hometown for a while, but then kind of all of a sudden they sort of backed off and stopped selling it. And that created a little bit of a problem. So we thought we need to remedy this, and we have a cow, we have chickens. Why don't we start making our own homemade ice cream again? And that's when this whole thing came about.
Yeah. As she's finished taking the cream off of the milk, our skim milk, we end up feeding to our pigs. We've tried all kinds of things to do with skim milk. Michaela will drink it sometimes. We've made cheese with it. We've made yogurt with it, and we just don't prefer it. So typically, once we've skimmed the milk, it goes to the pigs.
So to the pigs. Okay, she says that you need 6 eggs.
5 egg yolks.
Well, she says that you need 3 cans of Milnot.
And 4 cups of whole milk. Instead of that, we're going to use 4 cups of heavy cream.
Okay.
Fresh, raw, from our cow. Now, pause right here and say, we're using raw milk and we're not going to cook the eggs. So the USDA, the FDA, the CDC, and probably any other government agency you can think of
Probably the ATF.
would say this is not a good recipe, but we love it.
The ABC. All of them. This is a very dangerous recipe. It's dangerously delicious.
It is delicious.
Okay. She says that you need 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Are you ready for that?
For that, we will use 2 tablespoons of vanilla.
Look at you following a recipe.
Yeah, I know.
You don't follow recipes.
Not normally. 1.
2.
2.
All right. Salt.
Yes.
I actually don't have my glasses on. I can't see this. Does this have salt in the recipe?
Sure does.
Oh, good. How
She
much?
asks for a 1/4 teaspoon. For that, I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon.
Well, did you get it? Okay. Okay. The reason I don't have my glasses on is because the glare, and that's annoying for you.
Okay,
All right.
now time for our special ingredient
The special ingredient.
right here. This is Swerve, the ultimate sugar replacement 0-calorie sweetener allulose blend. What Swerve has been able to do with this particular blend, you'll notice it says no sugar alcohol. So a lot of times the Swerve uses erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. This particular one uses allulose. Now, allulose is not as sweet as sugar. So most of the time you have to add more allulose to a recipe to get it as sweet as you would normally have with sugar. With this blend, though, they have um, distilled, I guess, the allulose. Allulose is still the only ingredient, but it is a one-to-one replacement for sugar. So we're able to use this allulose blend, and we need 3/4 of a cup for this amount of ice cream. We need 3/4 of a cup of sugar normally, but we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of allulose blend.
Her original recipe, which I think makes probably a half a gallon of ice cream, doesn't it? Called for 2 cups of sugar. Now, what we will do is we will put this old-fashioned recipe for those who are just wanting an old-fashioned recipe for ice cream on the description.
Okay.
And we will put our new adjusted, more what we would consider healthier keto-friendly recipe in the description as well.
Okay. So there's our 3/4 of a cup of allulose blend. All right. Would you mind doing the honors?
Okay. Allulose. Talk about that for just a second while I'm doing this. Where what is allulose? Where does it come from? A lot of people may have never even heard of what allulose is before.
Well, first, we did an entire podcast just on allulose, and I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video. So allulose is a naturally occurring 0-calorie sugar, and it occurs naturally in very small amounts in things like figs and raisins and dates. They have found a way to produce it commercially, and they use corn. And the Swerve brand is a GMO-free corn, and they put it through an enzymatic process, which is basically a digestive type process, and they're able to get the allulose out of the corn. And then they do all of the things to it and turn it into this sweetener that we have.
Carbohydrates, you say corn, people think
Yep.
carbs.
Nope, it's a 0-carb. Your body does not digest it. It digests it a little bit. It says 0-calorie. It's actually 0.4 calories per gram of allulose, where sugar is 4 calories per gram. Right. Splenda, I think, is 3.4 calories per gram. So that just gives you an idea of where it is. And we will also leave the nutrition facts for this particular recipe at the end. Sorry, in our more section down in the description of the video, I'll leave the nutrition facts for this recipe.
Let's just say it packs a punch and it's very keto.
Yeah, it
Let
is
me, all right,
very keto recipe.
let me blend this up.
Okay. For this amount of ice cream, we are going to use a not old-fashioned, but a new ice cream maker that has the entire refrigeration unit contained in it. And I will leave a link to it in our Amazon cart in the description also. We'll show you that, and we'll show you the old-fashioned one. Like when we're making a larger amount, we use our old-fashioned ice cream.
All right, let's go put it in there.
I'm sure you noticed when I turned it on, it said 60 minutes. And yes, in 1 hour, the ice cream will be ready.
So while that hour is passing, we will get this cleaned up, go work on a few projects, and we'll come back and have a taste test.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Okay. As you can see, the ice cream maker has stopped. This ice cream maker, when it finishes churning the ice cream, it then goes into a cooling mode and it'll spend 15 minutes cooling the ice cream down. You can change it to where you can see cooling only. You can set it to where it just continues to cool.
Yay! Beautiful. All right. Let's take this over here and dip some up and give it a try. All right, the first thing that you guys are going to notice is the texture of this looks a bit like soft serve ice cream from like maybe Dairy Queen or something. And it scoops really, really smooth. We're just going to use these little cups here. How does it come out? Oh, there it goes. Boop. Yay! You just want one scoop. Since this is a taste test, we'll leave some for other people. So while this was making for the last hour, we had the pleasure of some farm guests and given a quick farm tour. I wish we could have taken more time with them, but the ice cream was calling.
That's right.
But thank you guys for stopping by. You know who you are. That was a pleasure. Okay, now, allulose.
Allulose. Not only is it a 0-calorie sweetener, there are studies that show that allulose actually lowers your blood sugar. So while this is a keto meal, it's also has the potential of lowering blood sugar, not raising it. So unlike regular ice cream, which would give you a total spike, this could actually lower blood sugar.
So not only delicious, but honestly, pretty darn good for you.
Pretty healthy. Let me go through the numbers for you as Shelley's tasting of what our nutrition facts are for this particular ice cream. In a 1-cup serving, which we don't have, but if you were to have a 1-cup serving, it would have just under 700 calories. Of that, you've got 73 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein, and 6 grams of carbohydrates. So that is a very keto snack. As far as keto friendly goes, you're looking at about 94% fat, 4% protein, and 3.5% carbs. So if you're looking for a way to, how can I up my fats on this meal?
Eat this for breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. The review on this is it is not super sweet. So you could go to a little bit more allulose if you want to. So you put 3/4 of a cup. A cup would work if you want to increase your sweetness, or maybe use some stevia to kick it up if you want it to be sweeter. We like it like this. Super creamy because it's actually iced cream and not iced milk or iced half and half. It really is ice cream, and it has a nice vanilla flavor, like traditional vanilla soft serve ice cream is exactly what it is. We have made other variations. You can add chocolate, so you can do some powdered Hershey, Ghirardelli cocoa powder.
For that, you
chocolate.
Add 3/4 of a cup of, we prefer the Ghirardelli cocoa powder.
So cocoa powder in there. And I'll be honest, it is like a Frosty. And we sometimes ask for Frosties for our birthday meal, dessert. You can put pecans in here and it makes it more like a buttered pecan. So you could do things with this. This is a basic, homemade, keto-friendly ice cream.
Yeah, and we love it.
And we do.
It is really good.
We do love it. So we encourage you to get out your old-fashioned ice cream maker, make some ice cream, get you some allulose, put it in the store so they know what to get.
Okay.
And get you some allulose and make you a healthy, modern day, old-fashioned ice cream. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this video.
And until next time, bye y'all.
Bye y'all.